Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muqri bin Razali, and this is my group members, Aqil, Faris bin Fauzi, Muhammad Hafiz, Azril bin Muhammad Nordin. So welcome to our video presentation. Oh, not to forget, our lecturer name is Dr. Raifa Bidirano. So before we start, I would like to say that UTEMS is Malaysia's first technical public university, recognized for its strong focus on practical, hands-on learning and industry-driven education. As a premier institution for engineering, technology and applied sciences, UTEM prepares students to meet real-world challenges with confidence and innovation. UTEM also emphasizes research, sustainability, and community engagement, making it a forward-thinking university that contributes to national global development. Located in the historic city of Malacca, UTEMS provides a vibrant, inclusive, and green campus environment that supports holistic student development. UTEM is where technology meets humanity, practical, innovative, and visionary. So, without further ado, let's go to the first slide, is introduction. So, this assignment is about using what we have learned in probability and sampling to solve practical, real-world problems by working with the normal distribution. We'll figure out the chances of certain outcomes based on sample data. We'll use tools like Z-scores or Z-scores that and standard error to see how likely different results are given what we know about the overall population. It's a hands-on way to understand how differential statistics helps us make smart, data-driven decisions in everyday situation. So next, methodology. So in this assignment, we use data collection and preparation. For each scenario, relevant data was identified or simulated, including sample sizes, sample means, standard deviations, and individual data points as applicable. So for the second one is formulation of hypothesis. For hypothesis testing questions, null and alternative hypotheses were established based on the problem statements, such as testing for differences from industry benchmark or claims about population means. So for the third one is selection of appropriate statistical tests. Tests such as the one sample t-test or z-test were selected depending on whether the population standard deviation was known and the sample size, adhering to the assumptions of normality. So for the fourth one, calculations. Test statistics were computed using the formulas corresponding to the selected test. P-values or critical values were obtained either via statistical tables or software tools to determine significance levels. Probabilities for scenarios involving normal distributions were calculated using z-scores and lookup tables or statistical software. So for the fifth one is interpretation and conclusion. Results from statistical tests were interpreted in the context of the original problem, considering practical significance alongside statistical significance where relevant. So the last one is decision making. Based on the p-values relative to the significant level, conclusions were drawn regarding the null hypothesis. For probability questions, the relevant area under the normal curve was determined to answer specific probability queries. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Aqil Faris bin Fauzi and my message number is B1123101009. I'm going to explain for question 1, 2, 3 and 4. For question 1, the question is write down the distribution of the case study. So from the question we get the standard deviation which is 10 months and the n is 12 census. So from here we know the standard deviation and mean, so we can do the calculation, which is the formula is standard deviation over square root n. So 10 over square root 12, we will get the 2.89. So mean into n, which is mu, and standard deviation and mean. So we will get mean into n, which is 150 for mu and 2.89 for standard deviation and mean. Question B. Find the probability that the sample mean lifespan is more than 152 months. So we will do the probability, which is probability in bracket mean more than 152 equal to probability in bracket z more than mean minus by mu over mean and standard deviation. So we will get probability in bracket z more than 152 minus by 150 over 2.89. So we get probability in bracket z more than 0.69. Next, we need to 1 minus by 0.7549. So we will get 0.2451. So next, for question 2. The weight of battery produced by a company normally distributed with a mean of 250 grams and a standard deviation of 50 grams. So question A, what are percentage of batteries weight between 240 grams and 265 grams? So we need to do the probability, which is probability in bracket 240 less than x less than 265. We will go to the P in bracket 240 minus by 250 over by 15 less than z less than 265 minus by 250 over 15. So we will get the probability is probability in bracket minus 0.67 less than z less than 1. So we will get 0.8413 minus by 0.2514. So we will get 0.5899. So we will get the percentage, which is 58.99%. B. If a random sample of 9 batteries is selected, what is the probability that the sample mean weight is less than 248 grams? So we need to do the probabilities, which is probability in bracket mean less than 248 equal to P in bracket Z less than mean minus by mu over standard deviation divided by square root n. So we get probability in bracket z less than 248 minus by 250 divided by 15 over in bracket over square root 9. So we will get probability in bracket z less than negative 0.4. So the answer is 0.3446. So next for question 3. So a retail audit was conducted to determine whether the current market price of a pair of safety boots differs significantly from the historical industry benchmark of Rm 100 ringgit. A random sample of 50 shops yielded a sample mean price of Rm 98 ringgit and 76 cents with a standard deviation of Rm 5.7667 ringgit at the 5% significance level. Find the p-value for the test and conclude whether the company should review its pricing strategy and justify the reasoning. So from the question, we will get the n, which is 50. The mean is 98.76 and the standard deviation is 5.7667 and for alpha is 0.05. So we know here HO equal to mu equal to 100, which is we claim that, and H1 equal to mu and not equal to 100. So from that we know this is a two-tailed test. Z test, the formula we use the Z, which is mean or minus by mu over by standard deviation divided by square root n. So we will get 98.76 minus by 100 over 5.7667 divided by square root 50. So we will get minus 1.52. Also we will get p-value. P-value equal to probability in bracket z less than z test. So next probability in bracket z less than 1 negative 1.52. So we will get 0.0643. So next, for the p value, 2 in bracket 0.0643, which is we need to multiply it. So we will get 0.21, sorry, 0.1286. So from here, we know that p value more than alpha, which is failed to reject HO. There is enough evidence to support the claim that the market price differs from 100 ringgit. The company does not need to review its pricing strategy. So for question 4, a nutritionist claims that the average daily calcium intake of teenager is less than the recommended, which is 1200 mg due to a change in dietary habits. To verify this, a random sample of 10 teenagers was selected and their daily calcium intake in mg was recorded as follows, which is 980 until 875 from the question. At 1% level of significance, is there enough evidence to support the nutritionist claims that the average daily calcium intake among teenagers has decreased? So from here, we need to do HO and H1. HO equal to mu, more than equal 1200. H1 equal to mu, less than 1200, which is we claim that. From that, we know this question is left tail test. So we need to find the mean. So from here, we need to add every record from here, 980 until 875, and divide by 10. So we will get 980 after we do the calculation. After that, we need to do the ungroup data, which is we need to find the standard deviation. First step is S square equal to total in bracket with x minus by mean, close the bracket, square, divide by n minus 1. So we will get 76,100 divided by 9, and the final answer we will get 8,455.56. And then we need to find the standard deviation, which is square root 8,455.56, and the final answer we will get 91.95. For next, we know the mu is 1200. For n, we get 10, and the v equal to 10 minus 1 equal to 9. And for mean, we already know which is 980, and the standard deviation is 91.95, and the alpha is 0.01 because of this 1% level of significance. So the tx is equal to negative 2.821. For the calculation, t, we use the formula, which is t equal to mean minus by mu over standard deviation divided by square root n. So the value is 980 minus by 1200 over 91.95 over square root 10. So the answer we will get negative 7.57. So from here, we need to do the graph, which is the rejection region, which is in negative 2.821. So after we do the t calculation, we got negative 7.57, which is less than negative 2.821. So from here, we know the answer. Reject HO since t equal to negative 7.57. Do not falls in the rejection region. So there is enough evidence to support the nutrition's claim that average daily calcium intake is less than 1200 mg. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Hafiz Azril bin Muhammad Nordin. Meeting number B112310504. Now we have covered all 4 questions in detail. Before we end, we would like to take a moment to reflect on what being a student at UTEN truly means to us. To To me, why UTM is the best university is because UTM is Malaysia's first technical public university, built for hands-on real-world learning with strong industry ties, top-notch facilities, and high employability. Students graduate job-ready, set in historic Malacca. UTM blends technology, innovation, and values, making it the smart choice for future engineer and tech leader. Now, in conclusion, the assignment show how the concept of probability and sampling apply to real life situation. By working through this problem, we get a better feel for how statistics can help us make sense of data and make smarter decisions. It's a practical way to see how the numbers we calculate actually matter and can be used to understand the world around us. That's all for our group. Thank you.